Willie D Live.
Ain't nobody.
Nobody, but some people act like they did it on their own. You just had Tony Rock. Tony Rock was on somebody's podcast.
Another like super dope dude.
It's another funny
dope,
ass. That's my man. 100 grand.
Yeah.
Another consistently
and solid.
Him
solid.
being under his brother's like thing. He's established himself. He doesn't sound like his brother. He's a whole different type of guy. And I was like feeling what he was saying. He goes, there was a movie my brother had, and he didn't put me in it. Like, one thing I give credit to the Wayans, they put their family in their shit.
But it wasn't just that, Godfrey. He said that he had stopped at a comedy store
tell him
in New York. He was just coming through, and he stopped at the comedy store.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he said the Comedy Cellar, but it was one of those comedy clubs. Mm-hmm. That's your spot, Comedy Cellar, right?
Comedy Cellar?
Yeah.
New York City, baby.
Yeah. So that's where you do your residency at.
Yes.
Okay, so, but he said he stopped at a comedy spot in New York, and Chris was there with some other comedians.
Yeah.
And Chris saw him and was like, yo, man, I got a spot. I got something for you, man.
Yeah.
This new movie that I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then he said, next thing you know, he ain't heard nothing. Months go by, he hadn't heard nothing. Then next thing you know, people on the set call him, say, where you at? And he's like, what do you mean where I'm at? Like,
can I tell you?
Yeah, we over here filming.
You know what the movie was? It's called Top 5.
Yeah, Top 5, right.
Can I tell you about Top 5? So I'm at the Comedy Cellar. I'm sitting with my friend. It's like, it's Truck Hudson. Was it Truck Hudson? Another comic, because I think he was there. Yeah, he was there. You know how sometimes you never remember who was there? This guy, Truck Hudson. And I'm at the table. It's a place called the Olive Tree, because the Comedy Cellar, the original Comedy Cellar, because there's two now, has a restaurant at the top, and at the bottom you do comedy. So I'm at this table. Chris Rock walks in. And it's just me and this dude, and there's nobody else around. Chris goes, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, what's up, Chris? Blah, blah. He goes, I got this movie. I said, oh, word? Yeah, so I got a movie. I got some parts, He said he had some parts. I go, oh, word? So are you telling me that you're going to put me in it? I was like, why are you telling me? And he goes, yeah, you just call he said to Facebook something. He couldn't get his number or nothing. He get Facebook or some shit, he said. I said, all right. Okay. He approached me. I said, you saw this, right? He approached me to talk about a movie. Unless he was bragging about it. I go, okay. So I try to go through the procedures to hear about this movie. And I leave a message for whoever producer. Hey, Chris Rock just told me about a film. He said there's some smaller parts coming or whatever. Because I know Cedric the Entertainer was in it, some other people. So I hear about this movie. Then my agents bring up this movie some weeks later. Hey, there's a movie. Chris Rock got a movie. It's called Top 5. I go, oh, he told me about that. He said that he might have a part for me. He did, huh? Yeah. I haven't heard anything. And then there's a table read. I go, oh, they want you, can you help? They want you to do the table read for Top 5. I said, really? I guess maybe I'm reading for my part. This is what I'm thinking. And the guy that asked me to read was a guy named Tony Hernandez who was producing on that. But I did it as a favor for Tony Hernandez because he was producing the Louis C.K. show. Because Louis C.K. put me on his show. I did 2 episodes of Louis C.K. show without auditioning because Louis fucks with me. In a weird way, Louis fucks with me. And I got on the Chris Rock show when Chris Rock had that show on HBO. Mm-hmm. I did sketches on there because Louis C.K. put me on there. It wasn't Chris Rock that did. It was Louis C.K. Because he was one of the that put me on there. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Louis C.K. is Mexican too. He's Mexican and white. So in his first language was Spanish, just to let you know that. But Louis C.K. put me on. So then, and Louis was so great. Louis goes, Godfrey, you can make anything funny, man. That's why I picked you. And I go, wow, that's great. Thank you. I don't get that very often. And my episodes were great. He hooked me up. And so I do the table read. It's me, Rosario Dawson, Chris Rock is there. It's some other actors there. I'm sitting next to the producer, Scott Rudin, very big movie producer. And I'm reading for Cedric the Entertainer's part. I'm reading for everybody else's part, but I don't even know if I have a part.
Right.
I did it for Tony Hernandez as a favor. And I read 5 different parts. I killed in that room. I was switching my voice up, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. Chris didn't say anything to me. Everybody walked out the room. He said nothing to me. And I was just like, and the movie was shot. He told me about it. I never got in it. That's why when Tony was talking about it, I go, wow, that's funny because he did that to me. And you're his brother.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a little like, ugh. But, I mean, I was a little disappointed. I've always been a Chris Rock fan. Always respected his comedy game the whole night. But I didn't like that shit. I thought that was, I'm all about manhood shit, man. Just like you, I'm about my boy Dante Nero, who does a really great podcast called Man School 202. He's fantastic. Him, my boy Ruben Paul in L.A., there's certain guys that I hang with that we're just honest and we're about manhood. We're doing man shit. We don't fuck around. We don't do this like iffy shit. If something's going to happen, it's going to happen. If not, it's not happening. Cool. Like, why would you do that?